What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I'm going to be doing another tier list, but this time instead of doing what I mainly do, which is gaming related tier list, today I'm going to be switching it up, giving my opinions on some music. So my most listened to genre by far music has to be hard rock, metal, just like the rock bands and stuff, especially like 2000s and after. I know a few 80s and 90s bands, but like I said, my musical taste is mostly like that kind of like emo rock, hard rock, metal, stuff like that. So today I thought I'd express my opinions on some of these bands because I think I've listened to quite enough music. Music is a very big important thing in my life. I listen to music all the freaking time, like literally when I'm editing videos, between games, while I'm gaming, and just like doing chores and fucking even in the shower and shit. So like I listen to music all the time. I also play guitar. I'm not very good at it, but it is what it is. But I figured I'd do a tier list, give my opinions. There'll probably be some controversial ones throughout the video, as to be expected. I think musical taste is probably one of the most subjective things out there. So I'm going to be expressing my opinions, my subjective opinions of these bands. So don't take it too personally. If I insult your favorite band, it's just my opinion, like I said. So we're going to go ahead and get to the list. I feel like this list has the vast majority of the bands I've listened to in the genre I was speaking of before. So here we are. So we have 7 tiers, which is like how I like it, except they have a haven't listened to before tier, which we're not going to use. We're just not going to place the ones I haven't listened to. That's usually what I do. So we have absolute best, great, pretty good, meh, bad, and absolute garbage. I don't think there's going to be really anything in the absolute garbage tier. 'Cause I don't really don't listen to bad music, but we're going to get into it. Starting with this, which I have no fucking clue what this is supposed to be. LOV. If anyone can tell in the comments what the fuck this is supposed to be, I would love to know. But first, we're gonna start with Korn. Korn has been around for quite a bit, I believe, as far as I can remember. They have some bangers. Coming Undone was probably one of the first ones I really fucked with, but they have a lot of. What was a song? It goes, something takes a part of me. That song's really good. What's another one? They've had some collaborations with Skrillex. Had a really good songs with those with Skrillex, and I haven't really dove into like deep into their catalog. I've only really listened to their hits, and their hits are pretty good. Not really my go-to, but when they come on, I'm not really gonna be super upset about it. So if I was to give a tier to Korn, I'd probably put it at like pretty good. Like I said, I'm not gonna be like skipping the track if it comes on the playlist, or if I'm going through like some kind of, if I go on Spotify, I'm like on some kind of like metal radio or something. If they come on, I'm gonna skip them, but I'm not gonna be like, hell yeah, this is some fucking good ass shit. I'll save those for like the next two. But next up, we got Guns N' Roses. I'm pretty sure Guns N' Roses still holds the most sales for a debut album of all time for a rock band, or maybe just in general. Yeah, I've not listened to these three. So if I skip around, like I said, I have not listened to these bands at least enough to really form an opinion on. But Guns N' Roses, obviously, Slash, one of the greatest guitarists of all time. Axl has some pretty decent vocals. Could even argue they're pretty good vocals. I think they're passable. Not really a big fan of the 80s and 70s and 80s music. Probably one of my least favorite eras of music. If I'm being honest, I know it's a pretty hot take. I don't really listen to 80s music very much. I don't particularly like it. But Guns N' Roses, I think, is one of those bands that really sets themselves apart from a lot of the other bands I don't really like as much. They have some really good music. Obviously, Sweet Child of Mine. Probably my favorite's going to be November Rain. Entire song, absolutely amazing. Probably almost up there, like to argue as a masterpiece. Welcome to the Jungle, Knocking on Heaven's Door. Just like I said, just like kind of like Korn. I've only really listened to their hits, but their hits fucking hit. Probably one of the best, if not the best, bands to come out of the 70s and 80s. Gonna put that in great tier. Haven't listened to them. Trivium. I've listened to some Trivium. If I had to rate them right now, I'd probably put them like meh. The Eagles. I've only listened to like one song from the Eagles, guys. I don't really want to give an opinion on something that I don't really know much about. But Hotel California, obviously a banger. Code Orange, Collective Soul, Deep Purple sounds familiar. Can't really think of anything off the top of my head. What the fuck is that? Dragon Force. I only know Through Fire and Flames. Seether. Alright, here we go. This is like more my style, like the more modern, except for Trivian and Gojira. Seether, obviously, absolute banger. Broken with Amy Lee, particularly that version, absolute fire. Has some other good songs. The remake for yeah, I'm just drawing blank. I'm bad at names, but the remake they made from fucking Tonight the Music Seems So Loud. I wish that what was that song called? That's they remake that. They remade that really good. Fake It. They're just kind of like that. To me, they're kind of like that generic rock band that you'd find that there's like in the mid early 2000s. I don't know when they came together. It might have been even in the 90s, but once again, haven't really dove super deep into their catalog. Mainly their hits. Their hits are good. Pretty generic music. Won't always kind of turn them up, but I will not be upset for most of their songs. There are a couple songs that I'm just not in the mood for. I kind of got to be in the mood for Seether, except for Broken. Broken, always a good song to listen to, no matter what. In my opinion, probably their best song, especially the one featuring Amy Lee from Evanescence. I'm going to give Seether like a meh tier, honestly. Flyleaf, I really love, I don't know the singer's name, but I really love her vocals. I'm pretty sure the band split up and she did her solo shit, but when she was with Flyleaf, good stuff. Trying to think of some few of their songs. I've only know like 2 or 3 really good songs. Not really my thing though, but her vocals are really good. Don't really know what to say about Flyleaf. It's probably one of those bands that, like I said, I might know just enough to really give a good opinion on. But it's probably going like Seether with meh. Not bad, but not really something I really seek out. Ghost. I don't think I listen to them. Bring Me the Horizon I listened to a little bit. AC/DC, now I think this is where we're going to get controversial. This is where it's going to get controversial. I don't see how anybody likes AC/DC, man. I don't like AC/DC at all, bro. And the reason is their music sounds the same. The vocals are so generic. The instruments, the guitars are good, but like everything about them is so fucking like cheesy, bro. Like it's so generic rock and roll, and I just don't like that for my music, bro. Like I don't like AC/DC. You know, they had one good song in my opinion, and that is Back in Black. That is the only song of their entire catalog that I've listened to, and they're played on the radio so much. They are that is the only song from the entire catalog that I can actually somewhat tolerate. Everything else, do not like. Once again, do not like music a lot from that era. I know it might invalidate my opinions or whatever if you think, but no, can't stand AC/DC. Probably the most overhyped band of all time and overplayed. Cannot stand fucking AC/DC. Don't know what the fuck this is. Damn sperm cell running into a fucking egg. Foo Fighters. They're kind of like in the same tier as like Seether and Flyleaf, just not as good. I like Monkey Wrench. Obviously Everlong, big one. Not really a big fan of their biggest hit, which is their biggest hit. It's like, what if I say I'm not like the others? What? Yeah, that song. I just drop. I'm terrible at remembering fucking titles of fucking songs. I'm about to pull up Spotify so I can like figure out what the fuck these bands' songs are. Foo Fighters, like I said, their biggest hit, which was that song I just mentioned, not my favorite. I definitely like their other stuff more, like Monkey Wrench and Everlong, and there's some other songs that are in that catalog that are okay, but only really listen to their hits. They're okay. Not really my go-to. Probably the worst out of the meh tier so far. Rush. Now I'm going to look this band up because I think I know a couple of their songs. Hold on. Okay, they made Tom Sawyer. It's like the only song I think I can see from their entire catalog that I can really know. So I'm just not going to rate them. Another band coming out the 70s and 80s. Not really my shit, like I said. Coldplay, really hard to say that they're a fucking rock band, but right, Coldplay's got some fucking bangers, man. Viva La Vida, always a fucking banger. What was that one song they did with fucking like Beyonce or whatever? Fucking, what was that song called? Song for the Weekend or whatever. Yellow. A couple other songs I can think of. One our band I'm not really digging into the catalog of, but Definitely, definitely some good songs in their catalog. I'm gonna put them up at a pretty good tier. Ice Nine Kills. Hold on. Yeah, no, I don't really know any song from Ice Nine Kills. Judas Priest. No, I don't know anything from Judas Priest off the top of my head. Let me look up. That sounds familiar though. You know, I think I know Painkiller and Breaking the Law. But like I said, I don't really listen to them enough to give a real good opinion on them. So we're just gonna leave it there. A lot of bands. Lamb of God. I've listened to Redneck and one other song from them. Very heavy. Probably a little bit too heavy in my opinion for like my personal preference. I wouldn't really put them bad tier. I definitely put them like a mid tier. Probably like right here. Motley Crue, probably up there with Guns N' Roses. One of my, might be my favorite band coming out of the 80s. Maybe a couple coming up. We'll see. Definitely one of the good ones. Mr. Feelgood. I mean, I can't. It's hard to say off the top of my head, but I know they have a lot of great songs. You got Smoking in the Boys Room, Dr. Feelgood, Kickstart, Dr. Feelgood, Kickstart My Heart. That might be all the ones I can see. Girls, Girls, Girls. Another one. Yeah, they got some fucking bangers, man. I really need to dive into their catalog, but I really like Motley Crue's songs. Definitely one of my favorite bands come out the 80s. So we're gonna be putting them up. We haven't really got to the big hitters I really like so far. I know it's kind of like seemed like a little bit boring because I don't have any really strong opinions on some of these bands. I'm putting them on top of pretty good. Actually, we'll put them in great tier with above Guns N' Roses. I did kind of sing the praises more, but haven't really got to the big ones. Taproot, that sounds familiar. Nah, I really don't see anything I've listened to from them. Don't know anything about Split, but we got Daughtry. Here we got some bands here we got a stretch of bands I know. So Daughtry, kind of like that slower, more focus on the vocals of their music rather than like focusing on a lot of instrumental experience. Definitely kind of like a slower, more like just kind of like generic rock, kind of like in the same vein as like Seether and shit, but like not as heavy as Seether. They have some really good songs. Coming Home, It's Not Over, whatever, or Not Over. I'm just, my mind's slipping on these songs, but they have a lot of good songs. Definitely never skip them, especially their hits. Probably should dive into their catalog a bit more, but definitely one of the better bands so far. We're gonna put them in pretty good. Probably above Korn, man. Like I've only listened to the hits of both bands, but the hits of Daughtry I think hit a bit more for me personally than Korn or Coldplay. Next up we got Stone Sour, which is actually has the lead singer of, I forgot his fucking name, but the lead singer of Slipknot. I guess he did. I don't know if he led the band or just was part of this band as well, but kind of like a slow kind of version, like kind of like Daughtry in a way, kind of like that slow, clean kind of music, rock music, rather than like the more like in your face hard rock and metal music. They're okay. They're okay. Like probably right there. Bon Jovi, absolute banger catalog. Let's see here. Let me see it. I need some help thinking about. I know a few. You know, Living on a Prayer, Always, I'll Be There for You, Wanted, Dead or Alive, Bad Medicine, It's My Life. I'd say their biggest hits might be is probably Living on a Prayer, then probably like Wanted, Dead or Alive. Definitely got some good shit. Probably, like I said, probably one of my more favorite bands of the era. But nothing like crazy. I put them up in like probably top of like meh. Next up, we got Creed, dude. I've been in like a big Creed phase recently, man. I've been a big like Creed fan, dude. I used to not really like Creed very much, but nowadays, dude, Creed's been hitting. I don't know if it's something like you gotta acquire the taste as you grow older for like this kind of music, but dude, Creed just be hitting, bro. My Own Prison, With Arms Wide Open, One Last Breath, My Sacrifice, My Own Prison, if I didn't already say it, dude. So many fucking fire songs. I never skip a Creed song. They are fucking going up to the fucking absolute best, bro. Like I don't even care. Like I know I ain't fucking like glazing them super like a whole lot to make you think that they're gonna be up in that tier, but trust me, bro, they're in that fucking tier, bro. It's just that music that you're just like, fucking hell yeah, dude. That Creed is that hell yeah music, bro. Never heard of them. Rush is on here fucking twice. I Prevail. I'm pretty sure they're the ones that did the cover for that song by Taylor Swift. It was a really good cover. That's probably my first introduction to them, but they have some really good songs. Well, probably one of the newest band we've covered so far. I think they came out like maybe the 2010s, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to just think of any of their songs I can think of on the top of my fucking head. But they have some good songs. Hold on. They did the Blank Space cover, which I was mentioning earlier. Rise Above It, which I wasn't really a big fan of. Or Gasoline. I like their more clean stuff rather than their like heavy shit. Personally, I like their cleans. What's that one song? Every Time You Leave, I think is another one. That's probably my favorite song from them. Yeah, Every Time You Leave. Yeah, they're even more recent than I thought. I think maybe they came out in like the late 2010s, but they definitely have a few good songs, but they're pretty fresh, and I haven't really heard anything but their hits. But I am going to rate them. We'll put them in like pretty good tier at the bottom. What is this? Oh, Nine Inch Nails. Yeah, I don't really know any of their fucking songs, bro. Not really a big listener of them. U2, though, I've definitely heard songs from them. I just can't think of the top of my head. I think Beautiful Day is one. I lost my freaking thing again. Sorry about that. Probably need to rebind that to something else. I really can't see anything I really know from them, so I guess I won't rate them. I have no idea who that is. The Who definitely sounds familiar. Behind Blue Eyes is one I know. Yep, don't really know anything from them. Ice Nine Kills. I think I already checked them. Yeah, we already checked them. 30 Seconds to Mars. Okay, this is a band I fucking know, finally. This is probably one of the biggest, like, nostalgic bands for me. I remember hearing them all the time on the radio growing up, and they had some really fucking bangers. Big bangers. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Fucking, oh my gosh, I'm bad at remembering names. I'm so sorry. Yeah, The Kill. Fucking, was another one, another big one. I did This Is War, which was okay. The Kill's probably their biggest song. Yeah, From Yesterday is probably the other one I was thinking of. Those are like they're pretty like three songs I really listen to, like their big hits. Pretty good stuff. The Kill is definitely up there as like one of the goats of like this kind of genre of music. Whatever genre they're in, I guess you can say rock or like hard rock. But The Kill will never not be a fucking banger to me. From Yesterday, another big one. This Is War, pretty good, not my favorite. But just because those two big hits, bro, I'm gonna put them right below Daughtry right there. Avenged Sevenfold. Now this, maybe other than a couple other ones, I mean, this is the band I know the most. All right, this was my favorite band for the longest time. Absolute banger albums. Now we're talking about fucking Waking the Fallen was a really good album. City of Evil, Nightmare, but then they kind of fell off. And Hail the King brought it back a little bit with the stage. The recent album I've heard nothing good about, but fucking the self-titled, Nightmare, City of Evil, those albums are so fucking good, bro. Like just absolute banger after banger on them fucking albums, man. Absolutely was a huge fan of Avenged Sevenfold. Inspired me to pick up the instrument of guitar and try to learn their songs and shit, man. They gotta go up there, man. They might not be very good anymore, but they are definitely, in my opinion, like this is probably the band, like I said, I know the most. I pretty much from the first album to the stage, I know their entire discography. But their most recent album I haven't really listened to. I heard it's not very good. I really don't want that to taint my opinion on the band, so I'm just not gonna listen to it. But like I said, that stretch in like I think like the early to late 2000s to like the early 2010s, absolute fire music, man. Not gonna lie. Rage Against the Machine. I've only really heard of two of their songs. Bulls on Parade. Their biggest song, which was fucking Christ, I can't think. Killing in the Name. Like I said, Bulls on Parade. I think there was another one that I could think that was like on a freaking skating game soundtrack. Might have been Down Rodeo, but Bulls on Parade, Killing a Name, really good freaking songs. I love the vocals. I'm pretty sure their guitarist is like one of the biggest guitarists to play the instrument as well. I can't really think of his name on the top of my head, but yeah, we'll put him on like at the bottom of pretty good. Rise Against. They have some pretty good songs. Not really one of my favorites. Haven't really dove in their catalog, just heard their hits on the radio and like whatever's on a playlist of rock music. So I'm gonna put them like above Flyleaf, but lower than Seether. Smashing Pumpkins. I might not know anything from them. Hold on. No, I don't really see anything I know from them. Yeah, we're skipping them. Cinderella. That sounds familiar. And our 80s or 70s band, really don't know much. Oh, no, they did Nobody's Fool. That's like the only song from them I know. Moving on, we got Red Hot Chili Peppers. Red Hot Chili Peppers, I feel like you gotta be in kind of a mood for. Not really something I personally want to listen to all the time, but they have some pretty good music. Very nice music to vibe to. Very clean, very low, not really like loud in your face like a lot of these other bands, but probably one of the better ones to do it like that. Kind of like it's like that good like West Coast feel kind of music, like something you smoke like fucking weed to and shit, and just play in the background. You know what I mean? Kind of like good background music. Not really something you want to not really care to listen to all the time. We'll put them like right there above Rise Against. Don't know Fuel. I might know a song or two from them. Oh, they made Hemorrhage. Hemorrhage is a really fucking good song. But I really can't rate them because I don't know anything about them. So 10 years, that sounds familiar too. Oh, I did Wasteland. That's the only song from them I know. Not really enough to rate them. Wasteland's a pretty good song. Offspring. The Offspring. What the fuck did they make? Another very familiar band. These Kids Aren't Right. These Kids Aren't Right seems to be the only one that I really see that I've listened to. I've only know like one or two of their songs. I'm not really gonna know unless I heard enough to really form an opinion on them. But Green Day, definitely listen to a lot of their songs. American Idiot is probably my favorite, which is on the album. This is the album cover of this, but they also have, When September Ends, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, Holiday, and a couple others that I can't really think of the top of my head, but Green Day is definitely like that punk rock feel, man. Was in a big phase back in probably my like middle school era, like when most people get into that phase. But I really wish I grew up in the mid 2000s when I was that age, because listening to this shit as it was coming out and just like when everyone was like fucking releasing music like this would have been so cool. Fortunately, it's kind of like died out these days, but I really love punk rock and like fucking emo rock and shit, as you'll come to see from this list here. Definitely have a preference for that. American or Green Day, gonna go up to like the top of pretty good. Not so much good, so good as great, but really good, definitely. Mudvayne. I know like two songs from them, which is Happy and the other song they made, Puddle of Mud. I'm pretty sure it's what it's called, or is it? Or is that the band? Hold on. I'm pretty sure they made Puddle of Mud, which is one of their other songs that was like really popular, right? Or was Puddle of Mud the one that made the fucking song I'm thinking of? Yeah, they made Happy. No, I'm thinking about freaking Puddle. Yeah, Puddle of Mud is the fucking band. I'm thinking of fucking Blurry or whatever. Oh my god. Yeah, I only know Happy from them. Not really my cup of tea, bro. Not really my cup of tea. If I had to rate based off of that one, I'd probably put him like right there. Nirvana, only know like two songs, Come As You Are and fucking something like Teen Spirit. If I was gonna put them in tier, I'd probably put them in bad. I'm not a big fan of Nirvana. Shinedown though, brother, I new Shinedown, I don't really care for. Old Shinedown though, ooh buddy, I fucking love. It's a nice fucking Shinedown. I mentioned earlier that the fucking is that on here twice? Hold on. Yeah, Rise Against is on here twice. So I fucking thought. I got for repeats, by the way. Shinedown has some fucking bangers, dude. 45, fucking Second Chance. Motherfucker, the remake of Simple Man, brother. All fucking bangers. Now their new shit, I don't fuck with it at all. But like their like, first few albums, dude, back in like the 2000s, dude. Ooh, buddy. Some fucking good ass music. We're gonna put them in the absolute best tier, but they're definitely going top of great. Fucking love Shinedown. Radiohead, I can think of maybe like 1 or 2 songs from them. Yeah, they made Creep. That might be the only song I know from them. Not enough to really rate them. I mean, it's a good song, but like I don't really know anything else. Bad Wolves. Only thing I know from Bad Wolves is the remake of Zombie. But that was a really good cover of that song, but it wasn't their song. Audio Slave, I'm pretty sure has some good ass songs. Yeah, Like a Stone, Show Me How to Live. Show Me How to Live and just Like a Stone on their own is fucking bangers. What are the ones songs like Freezing, Hungry? That's not Show Me How to Live, is it? I guess Show Me How to Live is that song. Unless I'm thinking of a completely different fucking band, I might be. Audio Slave, I'll put like meh tier. A lot of bands going into meh tier, I'm not gonna lie. Skid Row, definitely know some songs from them. 18 Life, I Remember You. That's probably about it. Yeah. Like I said, don't really listen to 80s music. I don't really seek it out, so I really don't have many opinions on this. I don't know what this is. It's a bee wrapped in a snake. That's Pantera. It might be Pantera, I don't know. Creedence Clearwater Revival, they have some good CD, or what is it, CCR, or whatever the fuck they call them, like the abbreviation for them. Have you ever seen The Rain? Fortunate Son. They made another really big song too. Yeah, have you seen The Rain and fucking Fortunate Son? Those 2 songs are just bangers enough as it is to really give them a fucking high tier placement. So I'm gonna put them like pretty good. Probably like right here. Actually, yeah, no, alright, there's one. Rise Against is on here twice. I don't know why. Now we got FOB. Really don't know anything about them, enough about them or the Beastie Boys, but I have heard them. Rob Zombie is one I could probably give an opinion on. I don't like Rob Zombie at all. It's going in the bad tier. Not my fucking kind of music. Never really fucked with them at all. Aerosmith. I know there's definitely a song I know. I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. Walk This Way. Dream On. They got some fucking bangers. Hold on. Hold on. Jenny's Got a Gun. Hold on. Hold on. Of course, Dream On. Absolute fucking banger. Walk This Way. Another fucking banger. There's another one I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of that I haven't seen. Yeah, no, we're definitely going to be putting them on the list here. Okay, make sure my webcam's still up. It's been a while since I checked to have it covered up. I'm actually probably going to like... Yeah, this will help. There we go. And I can see my webcam if it goes away or not. Okay, yep. Audio or Aerosmith. Going in the great tier, man, with a few good great 80 band, but I'll probably put at the bottom of that. Poison. Definitely have heard some of their songs. Every Rose Has a Thorn. That's the only one I know. Not really enough to give an opinion on that. Oasis. I definitely know some songs like that. I'm sorry I can't be perfect. Or is that? No, that's a different band. I think. Maybe Wonderwall. No, I'm thinking of Simple Plan. I'm thinking about Simple Plan. They're very similar bands, I think. But I only know Wonderwall. Haven't really fucked with it, so. Sum 41. Now, this is another one of those punk bands that I listened to at an early age. Into Deep. What's the other one that they made that I really liked? Still Waiting. Fat Lip. Into Deep. 3 of their probably the only songs I listen to that are all fucking bangers, man. I fuck with Sum 41, man. But like I said, I like the punk rant bands, man. Probably like them even more than Green Day, right? Even though I've listened to less of their music, I think I like them more. I just need to dive into their catalog a bit. I think Motorhead, Oh, what has Motorhead made? Nothing I can tell. I might have listened to them in passing, but I don't recognize any of their songs. Panic at the Disco, though. Hard to really say that they're a rock band, but I mean, especially you look at High Hopes. There's no way you can consider that a fucking rock song, bro. But they got some really good fucking songs. I'm not gonna really judge. I see it on the list. I'm gonna rate them. Of course, they made Alright, Sins Not Tragedies, Emperor's New Clothes. What was that one song? If you love me, let me go. Yeah, that song right there. Absolute banger. Has some really good songs. The earlier shit probably won't like my more like favorite from the band, but This Is Gospel is the song I was thinking of. Emperor's New Clothes, Alright, Sins Not Tragedies, and I guess High Hopes as well. Really good songs. Really good songs. Put them in like I wouldn't really put them in great, but I put them like top of fucking pretty good. They're pretty good. They're pretty fucking good. Third Eye Blind. I only really know one song from them, and I only know it because it was remade by a band I really like, which is fucking Dance Gavin Dance, and that is Semi Charmed Life. I want something else. That's it. So I'm not gonna rate them. Three Doors Down. I only like one song from them, if I'm being honest, and that is Here Without You. When I'm Gone, not a big fan. Kryptonite, not a big fan. It does suck that he, I don't remember, I think it was pancreatic cancer, the lead singer did. Really sucks what happened to him. Not gonna let him influence my rating at all. I just wanted to say that if anyone watching this didn't know. Here Without You, definitely my favorite song from them. Definitely their most popular, but the other stuff, not a big fan of. I'll rate them. They're gonna go like the bottom of like meh. Actually, I put them in bad. I don't like Kryptonite or When I'm Gone at all. And it's the only two songs I'll listen to from them. I don't know if they have anything better, but I don't know. But Here Without You is really good. My Chemical Romance. I did dive into one of My Chemical Romance's albums. I don't remember which one it was, but they do have some pretty good music. Obviously, Welcome to the Black Parade, big one. Because I wanted to get into because I've heard that they're so good. They're so good. And I'm honestly not gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed when I dove into their albums. I was like trying to dive into their catalog, trying to figure out, like I was trying to get into some new bands and music. I don't really fuck with the My Chemical Romance, man. I'm gonna put them, and they're pretty good. Like I said, they're probably on top pretty good, but they're not up here, honestly, for me. Killswitch Engage, really, really good band. I really like their cleans. I'm pretty sure they switched members like somewhere throughout their like lead singers throughout their existence. But probably one of the bands I know a lot about. My Last Serenade, I know that one. I know a lot of their the End of Heartache album, obviously the song as well. You know, the End of Heartache, My Curse, absolute fire, or those songs like "Off My Fire." I think it might be called Fire or Fire Burns or whatever. My Fire Burns. I don't know. That's a really good song. My Curse, This Fire, The End of Heartache, Holy Diver remake, The Arms of Sorrow, My Last Serenade. All really good songs. I really do like Killswitch Engage. I need to dive into their catalog a bit more. Kind of find their like more not so known stuff. I'm putting them in great tier at the bottom. Actually, I'm gonna put them over Aerosmith. What is there to say about Breaking fucking Benjamin, man? Currently, my favorite band that I've ever listened to, man. Fucking love every single one of their songs and every album. This is one of those bands that they really don't have any bad songs, man. So many, like I could go in over and over about all the songs I like. I could just, yeah, but I'm not gonna take up too much of your time. Just know that fucking Breaking Benjamin is so good. I heard that they're pretty generic and all their songs sound the same. I kind of agree with that sentiment a bit, but like, dude, they are so fucking good. I love Breaking Benjamin, man. This is Breaking Benjamin is like the exact type of music that I like. Soothing, clean, like vocals on top of like hard, rough vocals when you need to, and screams, but not too heavy where it's overbearing. Just fucking right, bro. I fucking love Breaking Benjamin. they're going up into the absolute best. Like I said, my favorite band as of right now, Breaking Benjamin. What's next? I see a few bangers right here. Bingers. Imagine Dragons. Just like Panic at the Disco, you really can't consider them as a rock band anymore, man. They're like more like a pop group that kind of like has distorted guitars. Without telling too much about them, I don't like fucking Imagine Dragons and what they become anymore. Like they're like right here. I think I hate Rob Zombie more, but I like how AC/DC is the only one in absolute garbage, as it should be. I don't know, Jimmy Eat World. I think I know a couple songs. Didn't they make The Middle? Yeah, they made The Middle. I wish they just show a list of their hits. I'm tired of fucking like scrolling through and looking for fucking songs. Yeah, Just The Middle is the only song from them I know. Buckcherry, I'm pretty sure I know them too. Here we go, top songs. Make Crazy Bitch. I only know that one song from them. Chevelle though. Chevelle. Obviously made the. I don't really know two of their songs to be honest. I need to dive into their catalog as well. I only know The Red and Send the Pain Below, which are absolute bangers of songs, by the way. Absolute fucking top tier music. Just based off those two songs alone, I'm gonna put them in like pretty good tier, probably like right there, just below My Chemical Romance. Next up, what we had Muse. I heard Muse is really good. I did dive into their catalog at some point, but I haven't really listened to them since. Oh my god, I can't fucking see. I remember listening to Time Is Running Out, Nights of Sidonia. I don't really know what to say about them, to be honest. So, what's 8DTR? That sounds familiar. Oh, A Day to Remember. Oh, shit. I fucking love A Day to Remember. Like I said, the emo rock bands, like I said before, like I fucking love like emo rock, man. And A Day to Remember fucking hits, dude. Homesick album, fucking fire. The Downfall is all part of that album as well. If it means a lot to you, absolute fucking fire. All I Want. Even their old shit like A Plot to Bomb the Panhandle and shit. Jeez, bro, so many fucking good songs from this band. There's another song about The Weeknd, but there's also one, I Made of Wax. I Made of Wax, Larry, or What Are You Made Of, or some shit like that. Like a weirdly long title, really good fucking song. I don't know why they're not fucking showing a chart. Have Faith in Me, with Mr. Highway's Thinking of the End. The Downfall is all I Want. All signs point to Lauderdale. I Made of Wax, Larry. Fucking bangers, dude. Like I said, I could talk on and on about how much I like this. I can't believe I didn't recognize them right away. Gonna go not at the absolute best, but definitely the top of great so far. Between the Buried and Me, I've never heard of them. Anvil, POD. I've definitely heard POD, but don't know enough about them to really give an opinion. As I Lay Dying, I might know from stuff from them. I have no idea what the fuck this is. Tom Petty, only know Free Fallin', I think. He might have other songs on. Yeah, Free Fallin'. And that's it. That's the only song I know from him. Okay. Moving on. I need to listen to more music. Holy shit. Journey, obviously a super popular band from the 80s. You can almost say like they're like almost a pop band because of how much fucking popular music they made. Separate Way, Don't Stop Believing. There's more than that, right? Oh, we'll rate them. I don't really know a lot of their songs though. I said they're like pretty good. Like right there. What's next? Owl Nation. Could you even consider them a fucking rock group? Yeah, no, they made one really big song that I know. It's not showing up, but like when I was in middle school. Don't know. Black Sabbath. Don't know enough about them. Blink-182. I like that punk rock, but a bit too like kind of whiny on the vocals. But they do have some really good songs. I'm a favorite punk rock band. They're probably like in the mid tier somewhere. Right here. I'm trying to speed this up because I'm like an hour into the recording, so I'm not trying to make this an hour fucking video. Boulevard Around Town. Not really a band I really see, but when they do come on, they're really fucking good. Like a lot of their songs. Very heavy band, but not too heavy. Obviously, Tears Don't Fall. All these things I hate are all around you or whatever. Screaming Fire, fucking shit like that. Really good fucking music. Definitely gonna put them in the pretty good tier. Probably like right there. Actually, no, we're gonna put over My Chemical Romance. Opeth. Started to dive in their catalog. They have some really good songs. Just don't know really enough about them to really give it a good opinion. I have no idea what that is. Cody and Cambria, only know one song from them. It's pretty good. I forgot what it's called though. Don't know what the fuck that is. Disturbed, really heavy, but not too heavy. I really Down with the Sickness is their biggest song, but I really don't like Down with the Sickness that much. I like their other shit like Stricken, Indestructible, or like 10,000 Fists in the Air, whatever the fuck that song was called. Pretty good for like a heavy metal band. I'm like right there. Yeah, I think I like them a little bit more than Chevelle. Fleetwood Mac. They have some really good songs. I only know like two maybe though. If I have time, I'll get back to them. But for now, I'm gonna rate them. But Tool, really fucking good. But they have really long songs. They have fucking like Sober, Vicarious. I'm not gonna look at I'm not gonna look at the band songs anymore because I just try and hurry up and get the shit over with. I'm trying to be quick with the shit. Tool, really good music. Probably need to dive more in their catalog. I might even put them in the great tier. They have some really fucking good shit. Put them like right there. Metallica. What's there to say about Metallica that hasn't already been said? They have some really good albums, but they also have some really pretty bad ones. But they have some all-time classics that will live on forever, bro. Gonna go in the absolute best. Probably like right there. Skillet. Pretty heavy, but not crazy. They do have some really good bangers, big bangers, but they turn it more to like a pop mainstream kind of band. I don't really like that. I liked how they used to be. I'll put them in like bottom of pretty good. Trapped, I only know like one song from them. The Beatles, don't really know any songs from them, but I don't like them at all. So if I had to rate them, I'd put them like fucking right here. Boston, I know a few songs by them. Let me look them up just to know, just to get like a refresher. More Than a Feeling. Yeah, I don't really know other than More Than a Feeling. So moving on. Def Leppard, I only know like two songs. I was like, what was they called? Like fucking Pour Some Sugar on Me, and like another one. Don't care. Deftones though, really fucking good. Really like the sound and the vibe of Deftones. Very like eerie kind of music. Deftones definitely gonna go up in the great tier. Definitely need to listen to more of their songs. They kind of remind me like a Tool in a way, but a little bit like more eerie sounding. Dio, I know like one song from them. Dream Theater, never really dove into it. I need to though. Greta Van Fleet's on here twice. Pretty sure Greta Van Fleet's on here twice. I'm pretty sure I just saw them. Under Oath sounds familiar. They sound familiar, but I don't recognize any of their songs. Tenacious D, they haven't really listened enough of them. Linkin Park, in my opinion, still is probably one of the best, if not, or I'm gonna say they have the best debut album out of any rock band. I know I said that didn't. I know that said that Guns N' Roses has the highest selling one, but to me, the best debut album that I've ever listened to for a rock band goes to Linkin Park. Hybrid Theory is an absolute banger album, and their other albums that followed them were really good. Rest in peace, Chester Bennington, man. Fucking love Linkin Park. Definitely gonna go with the absolute best. Honestly, over Avenged Sevenfold for me. Evanescence. Really love the vocals of Amy Lee. She does a really good job. I like Bring Me to Life, even though it's been memed to hell. Call Me When You're Sober. There's another song. There's a couple other songs they made that I can't really think of off the top of my head. They're like on the tip of my tongue, but I'm not gonna waste time thinking about it. Evanescence is gonna go in the great or in the pretty good tier at the top. Van Halen, I only know like Panama and like maybe one or two others. Pantera is pretty freaking good. Obviously, Walk, Cowboys from Hell, Flood is another one I really like. Really good, really great fucking band. Gonna put them in like Killswitch Engage level for me. What is I don't fucking know what that is. We're not even there. White Stripes don't really care for. Fans for Inland Fair 11 don't really know. Gorillas not really my thing. Hoobastank. Hoobastank has some pretty decent music. The Reason and a couple other ones. Really has a unique sound to a lot of their songs from what I remember off the top of my head. I'm gonna put them like right here. Kings Leon, you can barely even consider a rock band. Limp Bizkit, not a big fan of. Had the rank Limp Bizkit, I'd probably put them like right there. Slipknot. Never really been a big fan of Slipknot. Some of their songs are pretty good. A lot of songs are not my thing. A bit too heavy for me, I think. But they have some pretty good shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'll put them like fucking like Lamb of God level. I actually think I like them a little bit more than Lamb of God, so I'm gonna put them like right there. Pink Floyd. Haven't really dove into their catalog enough to really say. Near about Sarset or Megadeth, Sugar, Nickelback. I used to really hate Nickelback and talk about how shit they are, but I honestly think they're actually not bad, but they're not great. I'd say they're actually pretty good. I wouldn't say they're in great tier yet, though. Or in my opinion, I'd put them like at the near the bottom of like fucking pretty good. Just on the put on and not really think about the lyrics or anything. Just kind of sit there and listen to it and vibe with it. And that's kind of like what Nickelback is for me. Ozzy Osbourne, know a couple songs from them. Incubus, Alice in Chains. Well, Alice in Chains is a Man in the Box, Rooster. A lot of grunge metal band, really good. I really fuck with Alice in Chains. I'm gonna put them in like I'm gonna put them like somewhere pretty good. I just don't know where at. Probably like over clear water survival. Holy shit. Revival. Holy shit. Oh. Periphery. I'm surprised this band is even on here because they're not that fucking popular at all. Have no clue why they're on here, but honestly, another band that really dove into their catalog and really like the sound of it is like that Gent shit. Fucking, I like Periphery, man. I used to be one of my favorite bands there for like a year or so. I really fuck with Periphery. Vocals isn't really my thing, but dude, the music is fucking good. I ain't gonna lie. Put it like right there. Queen, obviously one of the most influential bands of the era. Definitely have some fucking great songs. Freddie Mercury on the vocals is insane, and still in my opinion, one of the best vocals of all time, if not the best vocals of all time, maybe other than like maybe Michael Jackson or some shit. But Queen definitely gonna be up there at the near the top. Maybe even absolute best, man. Like I might put them like right there. Honestly, really fucking good band. You know, obviously fucking fuck, what is it called? What was that fucking song called? Obviously, fucking God, Bohemian Rhapsody. I Want to Break Free. Don't Stop Me Now. We Are the Champions. Another one, Bites the Dust. We Will Rock You. Like a fucking Bicycle too is another one. Yeah, definitely one of the greats. Definitely deserve to be in the top tier. Don't know what that is. What is this? Royal Blood? Never heard of them. Nope. Saliva. Only like two of them, their songs. Maybe like three. Saliva, they made Click Click Boom. Yeah, and Ladies and Gentlemen is another one I was thinking of. Ladies and Gentlemen and Click Click Boom is the only two I know from them, so there we go. Say anything about them. Switchfoot sounds familiar. I might know a couple from them. I'll know one from them. Yeah, they made Meant to Live. That's the only song I know from them. Soundgarden. Yeah, I don't really know much from them either. Smash Mouth, I know like one song from them, one or two songs from them. Papa Roach. Not really a big fan of their more modern stuff, but they were pretty freaking good back in the day. Put them like right here. Suicide Silence, I think, is one I know. No, I was thinking of another band actually. Never mind, I don't know them. Steppenwolf, know like one song. System of a Down, really fucking good. Has a lot of good songs. Chop Suey, Toxicity, BYOB, Lonely Day or whatever. Fucking absolute banger songs. I'm gonna put them in the great tier, up like between Periphery and Shine Down. To be honest, really like System of a Down. See the 3 Days Grace. What is there to be said? I think their 1X album is literally like one of the most perfect albums I've ever seen. Their follow up stuff's pretty good, or even really good, to be honest. And obviously, honestly, their newer shit not really my thing, but 3 Days Grace definitely is going to be near the top of the absolute best. Theory of a Dead Man, I might know a couple songs from them. Bad Girlfriend, Bitch Came Back. are like the only two I know. And like maybe like one more song. Not really enough to form an opinion on. 21 Pilots, once again, really hard to say that this is even a fucking rock band, but sure, I'll rate them. They're like meh for me. Like right there. Actually, no, Lord, not like right there. I think that's about it. Some of these I could probably give a rating to, but I don't want to because I know very little about them. And others I just haven't listened to like straight up. A lot of these 80s bands and 70s I don't really have a big opinion on because I've maybe heard like one or two songs. Or I just have not heard of the songs in general. My biggest disappointment is the fact that they don't have freaking like Motionless in White and Sleeping with Sirens on here. I fucking love Sleeping with Sirens. I have no idea what the fuck this is. It's like just standard text. But sorry about the ending there, guys. I really wanted to speed it up. I didn't really give a detailed rating for every single band I saw, but I didn't want to just make this video fucking 2.5 hours long. So we're just gonna leave it like what we had there. Put 7 bands at the very top, 1 band at the very bottom, which is AC/DC. I really don't like AC/DC, I'm gonna be honest. I listen to enough of their music to know I don't like them, and that's where they go. But I got Breaking Benjamin at top, Creed at the bottom of the best, and then we got a lot of shit in between. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video as always. Hope this video doesn't turn into a super long one, but we'll see when I get done editing and when I upload it. So hope you guys enjoyed the video once again. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.